Let your faith, dreams, and hope be a lot stronger than your disbelief. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Carla Eli Show. I'm your host, Carla Eli, and I'm here to guide you towards wisdom so that you may unlock a life of abundance by mastering the feminine balance. Let's get into today's flow. But before we do so, please make sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know how we're doing on the show. As time progresses, we will get better, so please have a little bit of patience. Without further ado, let's get into it. Why is it so hard for modern day women to trust their partners to provide for them 100% while they stay in the home? This is a question that I kept asking myself over and over and over again because being in a healthy, secure relationship, I don't see it playing out in any other way. But I know that from the outsider's perspective, it can be terrifying. So, here are the tips that I could suggest for you if you are currently struggling to allow your partner to provide for you 100%. Mind you, when I say partner, I'm speaking about husband. I'm not speaking about boyfriend or fiance. That is very dangerous. I do not want you being 100% dependent off of someone who is not your husband. You need to let go of the idea that every man is going to hurt you. You need to learn how to trust yourself that you are choosing a good partner and create systems and routines in your relationship where you know that with or without your partner, you are good. Let's unpack that. So, first things first, not every man is a bad man. If you struggle with trusting men, you got to work that first before you even go onto the dating scene. Most likely, if you don't trust men, period, you are going to have a hard time in the dating scene. And you're probably going to be choosing men who are easy to manipulate because you're scared of letting your walls down and be vulnerable with potential prospects. And listen, it's an absolutely normal response. I mean, even I have heard a lot of crazy stories from a lot of people that they tell me of the things that men have done to them. But see, that's why we need to build our discernment and be wise. And that's why we have to have communication with our Father in heaven. If you're not spiritual, I'm asking you to be spiritual. And I'm not talking about new age stuff, okay? I'm not talking about crystals and witchcraft. Scripture and connecting with your mind, heart, and body. The reason why you are like a chicken without a head is because you're in survival mode. And I've talked about that in a previous lesson before. Please go watch it if you haven't. But ladies, you need to regulate your nervous system first. Not everyone is out to hurt you. Not everyone is out to get something from you. That is one. Secondly, you need to learn how to trust yourself. You need to learn how to trust how you are going to make the best decision for your love life. Third point, how can you guarantee your financial safety and security if your partner is providing for you 100%? Listen, I'm going to go about this in various of ways, but the first thing I need to share with you is you need to hire a financial advisor for both your husband and yourself so that you can be on the same financial plan. Which brings me to my second point. Having a financial advisor, he or she will teach you how to invest and create a portfolio. Okay, well, Carla, I'm not working at this point, so how am I going to generate income? You and your husband need to make sure that if you are deciding to sacrifice your youth and your skills to stay in the home, you need to be getting an allowance. Your husband needs to feel comfortable giving you something because it is work staying at home. Can we agree? What you do with that income is that's when you contact your financial advisor and you ask him, hey, what should I do with this money? Where should I be locating this revenue? That leads me to another point, which is just because you stay at home, that doesn't mean that you are not working. That doesn't mean that you're not creating skills that are recession proof. Ladies, when you stay at home and you have the ability to and be in your flow state, This is when the fun begins. This is when you can create community with other women who are in the same phase as you, being a stay at home wife, a stay at home mom. When you create community and you have purpose into that community, you can potentially start charging people to get in these groups. And that's how you also secure yourself financially while enjoying your children at the same time and while being the backbone of your home. Just because your husband is providing 100% for you does not mean that you have to stop whatever you're doing, all your projects, to handle all of that. No. That's why I make a very clear distinction between a provider mindset man and a traditional man. You can still guarantee and secure your own wealth while being at home. You're still building up these skills. Go to school at the same time as you're taking care of your kids. Obviously, your priority are your children and the quality of life that you provide for your children, but that doesn't mean that you have to stop getting hobbies or stop seeing your friends. No, not at all. The amazing part of having a provider man take care of you is that he grants you this life of ease and you can decide what to do with your time. I know that it sounds out of this world, but it's the truth. Unfortunately, we haven't seen it enough to normalize a woman living a life of ease. But you shouldn't be scared because you are going to be taken care of financially as well, apart from your husband. You want that. And the way that you do that is by having a financial advisor, creating community, and building on skills while you're being at home. You can still work on your character and create recession proof skills and have hobbies that pay. Going back to our hurt, ladies, because we're stepping into the dating scene and we're stepping into relationships being hurt with all of our trauma, that is why we cannot create a new form of relationship. Okay? Listen, I know that it's scary to let go of control, but believe me, there is more to life than money. That doesn't mean you have to be dumb and not secure your own safety when it comes to finances. No. Never mistaken your kindness for weakness. Never let anybody mistaken your kindness for weakness. You secure your finances as well, but without having to burn yourself out. Hello? You don't need to burn yourself out. That's why it's important for you to choose a man who is generous, who wants to provide for you, who has no problem providing for you and doesn't expect something in return. If that makes any sense. When I say something, I'm speaking directly finances because I think here both people benefit from one person working and the other one staying at home because then the home is stable. You get the point. I hope I don't have to go too deep into that. But ladies, it is time to let go of control. It is time to let go of our traumas, our triggers, and our fear. I'm telling you, it's a whole different ballgame once you allow your man to provide for you. But again, I'm only speaking to those who are married. I only want your man to provide for you 100% when you are husband and wife because marriage protects you. But also, you just going into marriage thinking that you're going to get separated is inviting the wrong frequencies and the wrong energies into your marriage. The way that you can avoid a separation is by doing all of the things that we've been talking about before this video. Having the 3 conversations we said earlier. Religion, finances, and how you're going to raise your family. Making sure that this person also wants family. Making sure that this person's goals align with yours. You cannot go into a marriage expecting a divorce. Again, that is why building systems and routines is crucial. Another system that you need to build to avoid separation is keeping and preserving your own identities. That is why having your own purpose, having your own life apart from your husband is so important. Currently, we are doing long distance and I'm fine. I miss the heck out of my husband. He misses me too. but we understand the purpose and we understand the goal, and we have our own identities and our own hobbies outside of each other. That is what keeps us healthy, and that's what keeps us attracted to each other. It allows us to stay in like the dating frequency of like, like cutesy. It keeps the fire going because we have our own identities apart from each other. Let your faith, dreams, and hope be a lot stronger than your disbelief. The reason why a lot of women struggle to let their man provide for them is because they don't trust their partner, meaning that they don't trust themselves, and their disbelief is winning them. Having disbelief brings in jealousy, envy, toxicity into a relationship and into a marriage. To avoid all of that, you want to make sure that you go into the dating scene healthy. So, a recap: the way that you can let go of this fear of letting a man provide for you 100% without being scared that he's going to betray you is by not having that thought in the first place, by working within that and allowing yourself to believe that there are good men, allowing yourself to be loved. Secondly, you need a financial advisor who can help you locate all of your money, all of your finances for the future. While you are at home, that doesn't mean you're sitting around doing nothing. That also means you creating hobbies for yourself, you going to school, you preparing yourself for whatever life might take you, creating community, for example, building those recession proof skills so that at some point, if you decide to go back into the workforce or if something happens to your husband, you can. You absolutely can. And that also brings me to my next point. Your husband needs to be compensating you if you're going to be staying at home. You need to make sure that you talk about compensation before you decide to stay in the home. Lastly, you cannot be going into the dating scene with so much baggage because that allows the wrong energies and frequencies into your marriage. Do not be codependent on a man if he is not your husband. Only accept 100% provision when he is your husband because marriage protects you. And with that being said, ladies, be wise.